Hi everyone, welcome back to the Armour All Summer Grill. Tim Hodges, Cam McConville. We're tossing around some Formula One talk. Nico Rosberg, maiden Formula One champion for 2016. 5 days later, he quits. Can you believe it?
It was a shock for me when I first read the news. I thought, wow, he's just won a world championship. Why wouldn't you want to come back? But when you listen to his reasoning, it does make a lot of sense. They say in Formula One, you age 10 years for every 3. You're at the top level anyway. And I really reckon he's taken a leaf out of Mark Webber's book and looked at what Mark did. He transitioned with a manufacturer like Porsche, had a great lifestyle, a very good income, still gets to drive a race car. So I don't think he'll be lost to the world of motorsport, but he's probably going to go and, smell the roses a little bit.
Can you understand it though? Like all he's ever wanted was to be a Formula One world champion like his old man. He got it and then was like, well, that's it. I want to retire. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can, for sure. Absolutely, I can. I think he's gone out on top of his game. There's no doubt he's been driving better than ever before. And I think he's a driver that's really had to work at it. I don't think he's naturally as gifted as Lewis Hamilton, and probably not, someone like Daniel Ricciardo either. He's really had to work at his craft. He's timed it well. He was up against a teammate that's just mentally given him a massive hard time. In fact, even Lewis's comments were pretty, I thought, a bit disappointing, giving him a whack on the way out as well. So I think, he's going to have a young family. He's going to enjoy that. But there's no way that we've seen the end of him. Maybe in Formula One, but certainly he'll be in some motor racing category somewhere.
I think, and I look back on your career and I reckon you retired a couple of years too early. I'm not sure if you regret it, but do you think he'll regret looking back at the end of 2016 and think, why did I pull the pin then? Yeah. At the top of my game, at the best team in the competition.
Look, I think it's a great question for sure. There'll be times he regret it. There's times I still regret it, but different levels. The guy's a world champion. So definitely he'll go through those moments, but I think there must be a plan B for him. It can't be just, now what? He has to have thought it through. He would have a great opportunity, I would imagine, could be WEC, could be World Touring Cars or something like that. So he'll pop up with a high-profile manufacturer, a great living, and we'll see him back in a seat, I've absolutely no doubt.
Just more broadly, and we will get to Daniel Ricciardo and Red Bull later in the summer, but Lewis Hamilton now, do you think it's really just going to be a one-man band at Mercedes in 2017? Probably a young offsider alongside him and just everything towards Lewis.
Yeah, that's the way it's leading, isn't it? I mean, firstly, I think very lucky that Lewis is still there, to be perfectly honest. I think he really pushed Mercedes to their limits commercially. When you think about it, he was giving the engines a hard time. He was saying they were sabotaging him. Who knows what was going on behind the scenes, but perhaps he might have been out the door. Now they can't afford to lose Lewis Hamilton. That's going to be their prize number one. So it makes perfect sense to get a young rookie in there, perhaps one of their test drivers, as speedcafe.com has alluded to, and they'll have a definite 1-2 hierarchy there, I think. For next year anyway, it seems a logical choice.
Thanks, Cam. We'll see you tomorrow. That is one of the biggest stories in the motorsport year. Nico Rosberg winning the World Championship and then retiring. Each week, Armour All will be giving away the ultimate summer essentials pack.
The pack comprises a range of products to keep your car cool and clean this summer.
The pack includes Armour All Wash and Wax Pro Glide, Armour All Sponge, Armour All Protectant, Armour All Air Fresheners, Armour All Cream Cut and Polish, Armour All Windscreen Wash and Armour All Glass Wipes. You'll also win an Armour All Bucket Esky to keep you cool this summer.
To enter the draw, all you have to do is click on the link in the description below and fill in your details. It's that easy.
We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Armour All Summer Grill.
If you're like me, wash your car fairly regularly, you'll still find after a year, maybe 2, that it starts to lose some of its lustre, some of that real sheen. And what that typically is, there's a build-up of oxidisation on top of the paint, or you can also do it just from washing with dirty cloths and wiping with dirty cloths, and you get that swirl you see in the car sometimes. Right, a couple of products to solve that problem. In 2 forms, pretty well the same product. One, cut and polish in a cream form, and the other one, liquid cut and polish. So that's more of a pasty type liquid, very, very easy to use. So what you do, open him up, get yourself a nice dry rag, cotton rag or an applicator. Armour All have got those. Try not to do too big an area at a time. And importantly, do this in the shade, otherwise you'll make the work much, much harder. Right, now work in a swirling motion, sort of nearly half a bonnet or a third of a bonnet's a pretty indicative area to do. Swirl around, not too hard, just a nice light polish all over, and the materials in this will go to work. And once you've done that, you just need to leave it, walk away from it, leave it until it hazes off to a nice dry powdery haze. Then come back with, you can use a make a microfiber cloth or just use a nice soft cotton cloth, and we'll just wait a sec for that to haze off and you watch how good this comes up. Now, depending on the heat of the day, that won't take any more than a minute or two to haze off. In fact, fellas, you know what I do? That's the time I use to get the missus to paint the tyres. Come back, give it a nice wipe off with your nice dry cloth, and seriously, look at that, that's not hard work. If you leave it the right amount of time, buff that off, and that's the pleasurable part of this job, let me tell you, because, I mean, I'm not the best looking bloke, but I can see myself in there. That is really good to make your old car new again. Good product.